Welcome back, students. So in this class, in the last class we have dealt with the chemical reaction that occur due to the cleavage of carbon to oxygen of the hydroxyl bonds, cleavage that occurs due to the CO bond, and then the reactions that occur due to the cleavage of COOH group, and as well as cleavage that occurs due to the in the hydrocarbon part, that is. So these are the three kinds of reaction that we have seen in the last class. So in today's session, let us deal with the reactions that occurs due to the cleavage of OH bond. That's nothing but the acidic character of carboxylic acid. So while comparing the acidic character, or while explaining the acidic character, before that we need to know what an acid is, and the acidity is compared with that of the alcohols and phenols of the phenols. So acidic character. So if suppose any substance is supposed to be called as an acid, that means it tends to give H plus ion when it is dissolved in water, so that is termed as acid. In general, substances which tends to donate H plus ions are termed as acids. So let us take the example and compare the acidic character of alcohol, carboxylic acid and phenol. So let us take alcohol, that is ROH. You have studied that. So when this is dissolved in water, if this is an acid, then what it's supposed to do? So it tends to donate H plus ion, and the base will tends to accept that H plus so as to give. So this forms, this is, so this cleaves, so it forms RO minus, this is nothing but alkoxide ion. Then this H2O will tends to accept the H plus ion, so it becomes H3O plus. Clear? And we need to explain, or we need to discuss the stability of this ion. So whenever an ion is formed, if at all this ion is stable, then only the removal of H plus can be taken place. So what happens here? Whether the formed anion that is formed here is stable. It is not stable. That is the reason is that, so the oxygen is carrying a negative charge, and this oxygen is attached with an electron donating group, that is alkyl group. So what it does, so it will enhance the plus effect, that is it tends to release electrons to the oxygen. Therefore the electron density on the oxygen atom increases, and thereby this O minus ion tends to attract the given H plus towards itself. So what happens is, usually once the alkoxide ion that is formed, this is supposed to be stable. If not, this will tends to attract the H plus ion, so that it gets back converted to alcohol again. So this is less acidic. Clear? So let us discuss the acidic character of phenols now. So all these things are discussed in the chapter alcohols, phenols. So I'm repeating again. Whereas in the case of phenol, let us see what happens. Phenol is nothing but it is attached with the benzene ring and then OH. When this is treated with water, so this is cleaved, so it forms OH, this is taken as H plus, so it forms O minus plus it is H3O plus. Clear? And the formed ion is called as phenoxide ion. Phenoxide ion. While comparing to that of this alkoxide ion, the phenoxide ion is much more stable because you have learnt a concept of resonance. So here what happens is the negative charge, that is this formed ion, is stabilized by resonance. So the resonance structures will be so this negative charge will be shifting on the carbon to oxygen bond. This gets shifted here, so the carbon will get a negative charge. So this forms a negative, and then double bond exists between carbon and oxygen. Here this bond remains same, so this gets shifted here and this gets shifted on the neighboring carbon atom. So here, and this moves here. This gets back again. So we'll get back the same compound. So that is nothing but the delocalization of the pi electrons occurs. And we know that the compound becomes stable when it has got equivalent resonance structure. So this phenoxide ion has got resonance structure, whereas the alkoxide ion does not. Therefore, because of the resonance structures formed, the formed phenoxide ion is more stable comparing to that of alkoxide ion. Clear? Here we don't have any resonance structure for alkoxide ion. Instead we have electron releasing group, so it tends to increase the electron density of oxygen. Therefore it decreases the stability of the alkoxide ion. Therefore the alkoxide ion is not stable, and which in turn reflect on the acidity of the alcohol. So while comparing alcohol to a phenol, phenol is more acidic because the reason is that it forms a phenoxide ion which is resonance stabilized. So therefore phenol is more acidic than alcohol. So now we need to compare these two with the carboxylic acid. That is, this is the carboxylic acid. When it is dissolved in water, so acid, then it's supposed to donate a H plus, so this will be cleared and it forms R, C, double bond O, O minus plus H3O plus, correct? So this ion is called as carboxylate ion. Carboxylate ion. This formed carboxylate ion consists of two equivalent resonance structure. Let us see the equivalent resonance structure. That means this is the first structure. So where this negative charge will be delocalized between the carbon and oxygen bond. So this single bond gets converted to double bond, and this oxygen will pull the pi electrons towards this self. So we have R, C, then this gets single O minus and will form a double bond here. So again this negative charge will be shifted on the carbon oxygen bond, and then this gets shifted. So this is nothing but a delocalization between the two oxygen atoms. Negative charge is delocalized between two electronegative oxygen atoms. So this is the resonance stabilized structure. The resonance hybrid. So when an carboxylate ion is formed, so the electrons get shifted or it gets delocalized between structure A1, and so it keeps on converting between A and structure B. So it has got resonance structure and moreover, so the electron distribution takes place on the more electronegative oxygen atom, whereas in the case of phenol, you can see that the electron delocalization, that is the negative charge is present on this carbon atom and then on this carbon atom and then on this carbon atom. So everywhere in all, and the resonance structure are not equivalent. So they are non-equivalent, whereas in this case we have two equivalent resonance structures. One more thing that you need to note is, so the electron or as the negative charge is present on the less electronegative carbon atom, whereas in the case of carboxylic acid it is present on more electronegative oxygen atom. So the oxygen will more effectively balance the negative charge comparing to that of less electronegative carbon atom. Here the oxygen atom does not have any negative charge on it. So the negative charge is present on ortho and para position. So rest everywhere it has got the carbon to oxygen double bond. So this is the where the electron negative charge is placed in the case of phenoxide ion. So because of these two reasons, that is, one is the presence of two equivalent resonance structure, and another one is, so in the case of phenoxide it does not have the resonance structure but not the equivalent resonance structures. And second thing is that here the negative charge is delocalized on the more electronegative oxygen atom, whereas in the case of phenoxide ion the electron charge or as negative charge is delocalized on the less electronegative carbon atom. If you consider the electronegativity between carbon and oxygen is more electronegative comparing to that of carbon. So by comparing these two factors you can easily tell that carboxylic acids are more acidic comparing to that of phenol. So if we write the increasing order of acidic character, so alcohols is less acidic comparing to that of phenol comparing to that of carboxylic acid. So carboxylic acids are the most acidic compounds, and so till now that we have studied, that is, it may be aldehydes, ketones, alcohols, etc. So in order to have a convenient method so as to express the acidic character or acidity of the carboxylic acid, we need to derive an expression. Let us see that. So let us write the reaction when a carboxylic acid is dissolved in water. So it forms RCOOH is the carboxylic acid. When it is dissolved, it forms RCOO minus plus H3O plus. So equilibrium exists between these two. Therefore, we can write the equilibrium constant, that is K equilibrium will be equals to, this is expressed by taking the products of the molar concentration of the products to the molar concentration divided by molar concentration of the reactant. So write this, so it is RCOO minus molar concentration of carboxylate ion and then multiplied by molar concentration of H3O plus hydronium ion. Then divided by RCOOH, then molar concentration of water. So during any reaction, the concentration of the water will be taken as unity or it is taken as a constant. So that means we are going to consider the concentration of the water in excess. So I am shifting this term to this here. So it becomes K equilibrium will be equals to molar concentration of water will be equals to RCOO minus H3O plus divided by RCOOH. So the final expression becomes like this. So this in general can be related as Ka. You have heard this word Ka, that is nothing but the dissociation constant. Dissociation constant, which in turn it is used to express the acidic character. So by using this expression, I can relate between Ka and H3O plus. So Ka is directly proportional to molar concentration of H3O plus. This is nothing but H3O plus is formed by the combination of H plus and molar concentration of H2O. So by the combination of these two, we have got H3O plus, isn't it? Therefore, Ka is directly proportional to H plus. That is, more the concentration of H plus ion, more will be the Ka value. So, if Ka is more, H plus concentration is more, Ka value will be also more. So usually the acidic strength is not expressed in Ka, instead in the problems and all they are going to give you the value of pKa value. So that means this Ka value needs to be written in terms of pKa value. So how to obtain pKa? So in the similar way of pH value, so it is pKa is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of Ka. So Ka will be the dissociation constant. With the increase in the Ka value, what happens to the pKa value? So it should decrease due to the negative sign. It is pKa value decreases. So increase in Ka is nothing but, so along with that H plus also increases. The concentration of H plus ion increases. Here we have written Ka increases, H plus also increases. And therefore the pKa value should decrease. That means the stronger acids, H plus concentration, so if you consider HCl, so the concentration of H plus will be more, therefore the Ka value will be more, and whereas in the case of pKa value will be less. So for HCl the pKa value will be minus 7.0, and you need to note that for stronger acids the Ka value for stronger acids pKa value will be less than 1. This is important concept you need to know. For stronger acid, lower the Ka value, stronger will be the acid. And then for moderate acids, the pKa value will be in between 1 to 5, and that of weaker acids pKa value will be around 10, and extremely weaker acid the pKa value will be around 15. So for ethanol, that is alcohol, for ethanol the pKa value is around 15, that is 16, and the pKa value of phenol is around 10. Clear? So this we need to have, in order to express the acidic character or acidity or acid strength of a carboxylic acid or any acid, we are going to use a term that is pKa. In order to obtain that, we need to write this reaction, that is, when an acid is dissolved in water, it forms a carboxylate ion and then it forms H3O plus. So we are going to write an equilibrium expression, that is K equilibrium will be equal to molar concentration of the product, so it is RCOO minus in the square brackets into H3O plus and then RCOOH into H2O, that of the reactants. So since the concentration of water will be unity or it is constant, I am shifting this to the other side. So K equilibrium into molar concentration, since the concentration of the water usually will be excess, taken as excess, so will be equals to RCOO minus into H3O plus and then divided by RCOOH. So this whole equation can be taken as Ka, that is nothing but dissociation constant. So dissociation constant is directly proportional to the molar concentration of H plus. Therefore, we can say that as molar concentration of H plus ion increases, the Ka value also should increase. And so whenever we are going to say about the acidic character, that acidity is expressed in terms of pKa value. So taking negative logarithm or to Ka value, then we'll have a pKa. So in order to express the acidic character, pKa will be used. So in the questions they are going to give the pKa values and you need to arrange the compounds in acidic character, or increasing in the acidic or decreasing in the acidic character. So for stronger acids, the concentration of H plus will be more, and therefore Ka value will also be more, which in turn reflect that the pKa value should be less for a stronger acid. So note that stronger acids will be having pKa lesser than 1. For example, trifluoroacetic acid. So that means hydrogen is replaced by 3 fluorine atoms, and you know that fluorine atoms are highly electronegative in nature. So therefore this molecule will be having an electronegativity of 0.23. So therefore it comes in a range of stronger acid. Whereas the benzoic acid C6H5COOH, the acidic strength is 4.17, and that of acetic acid CH3COOH, that is around 4.91. So which comes in moderate acids, so that is in between 1 to 5. Clear? So these things you need to note. For stronger acids the pKa value will be less than 1, for moderate 1 to 5, and for weaker acids it's the pH of will be around 10, that is for phenols, and extremely weak acids will be having a pKa value of 15, that is around 15, so it is for ethanol. Clear? And one more thing that we need to note about the acidic character, so that is the presence of the substituent that may alter the stability of the carboxylate anion. Take down that. So the substituents that is present on the hydrocarbon part will influence the acidic character of the carboxylic acid. That is, if the substituents increase the stability of the carboxylic acid, then faster will be the release of the H plus ion, therefore greater will be the acidic character. or if the substituents decrease the stability, so we have explained the stability of the carboxylate ion. So if any substituent that will decrease the stability of this, which in turn reflect the acidic character of the carboxylic acid. So if the stability of this decreases, so acidic character of the corresponding carboxylic acid also decreases. Let us see that. If the presence of electron withdrawing group on the carboxylic acid, electron withdrawing groups. So the electron withdrawing groups tend to attract the electron towards itself. So for example, it may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, cyano group, nitro group, etc. So what it does is it tends to pull the electron towards itself, and thereby the H plus ions can be cleaved easily. So this bond breaks easily, and therefore the stability of the carboxylate anion increases. So by dispersing the electrons towards itself, so it tends to pull the electrons towards itself, the H plus can be cleaved easily. So the carboxylate ion will be formed, will be more stable, and therefore the acidic character increases, or acidic nature increases by the presence of electron withdrawing group. Whereas if an electron releasing group, so which are the electron releasing group? Example, it may be alkyl group, CH3 group, or C2H5 group, or NH2 group. So these are the electron releasing groups. So when they are attached with the carboxylic acid, so what they does is they tend to intensify the electron density on the carboxylate anion. So tends to give more electron. So therefore this hydrogen cannot be released so easily. So that will decreases the stability of carboxylate anion. Therefore the acidic strength decreases by the presence of electron withdrawing group. Clear? So I repeat. So whenever a carboxylic acid group is attached with the two kinds of groups we have, one is electron withdrawing, that means it tends to pull the electron towards itself, and electron releasing group, the group that tends to donate the electrons to the others. So if such kind of groups are present directly attached to the carboxylic acid, then so electron withdrawing group tends to pull the electrons, therefore it creates dispersion in the carboxylic acid. So this bond becomes weakened, and therefore this OH bond can be easily cleaved off, as this bond cleaves so as to form H plus ion. So the acidic character is nothing but how fast a substance can donate a H plus. So therefore the acidic character also increases by the presence of electron withdrawing group such as fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo, cyano, nitro, etc. Whereas in the case of electron releasing group, it tends to increase the electron density, by which the release of H plus ions becomes more difficult. So therefore, which in turn says that the decrease, so that will reflect in the decrease in the stability of the carboxylate ion. Therefore the acidic character also decreases when a carboxylic acid is attached with electron releasing groups. Clear? We have certain groups which when added for the carboxylic acid, the acidic character increases. So that is nothing but the electron withdrawing groups. We have their list. So let us see the increasing order of their acidic character. So that is phenyl, increasing order. electron withdrawing groups. Phenyl, then it is iodo, then comes the bromo, then chloro, then fluoro, and then cyano, then nitro, and the most electronegative group is CF3, that is carbon which is attached with the 3 fluorine atoms. So let us see one by one. So the acidic character also varies by the nature of the substituent group, then the number of the substituent group, and the distance of the substituent group from the carboxylic acid. So the 3 things which affect the acidic character are three points which affect the acidic character. One is already the nature of the substituent groups, number of substituent groups, and then nature of substituent groups, and then the distance of substituent groups from the carboxylic acid group. Let us illustrate those. So that is number of substituent groups. So if you consider acetic acid which is substituted by the chlorine atom, so this is acetic acid CH3COOH, and I'll substitute one of the hydrogen by a chlorine atom, so it forms ClCH2COOH. Then I replace one more hydrogen with the chlorine, so it forms Cl2CHCOOH. And lastly, one more, I'll replace the last hydrogen, so it forms Cl3CCOOH. Clear? Correct? So if I join this also, if I compare these two compounds, so that is number of substituent groups. So here if you consider 3 organic compounds, in the first one we have 1 chlorine atom, and in the second we have 2 chlorine atoms, whereas in the third case all the hydrogen has been replaced by the 3 chlorine atom. So the electron withdrawing group effect is more pronounced than this. So the carboxylate anion that is formed by the removal of a proton will be more stable in this case comparing to that of this, because it consists of 2, and the minimum acidic character will be shown by this compound, because since it consists of only 1 chlorine atom. So therefore the acidic character in the increasing order will be, so this is less acidic comparing to that of this molecule, comparing to that of this. So this is about the number of substituent. So next is the nature of the substituent group. So if we consider the various substitution for the acetic acid, that is haloacetic acids. If in this haloacetic acids, we need to see which one is least acidic. We have the priority order, that is the electronegativity of iodine will be the least comparing to that of bromine and comparing to that of chlorine, and the highest electronegativity will be for fluorine. So therefore this will pronounce the electron withdrawing group effect of electron withdrawing group will be more enhanced in the case of fluorine. So therefore the increasing order of acidic strength will be acidic nature or acidic strength. So that is, I need to write this at the first. So that is iodoacetic acid, and then comes after iodine we have bromine, so it is bromo CH2 COOH, and then comes chloro, and the most acidic will be fluoroacetic acid. So this is about the nature of substituent group. If instead of fluorine, if we substitute thereby a cyano group, then we have CN group or nitro group is attached. Then this group will be most acidic comparing to the rest of the all. Or cyano group CF3, anything will be permitted. Clear? And next is the distance of substituent group. And one more thing, that is the presence of the alkyl group. If in this case here we have hydrogen, carboxylic acid is attached with the hydrogen, here it is attached with the electron releasing alkyl group, so it is alkyl, and here it has ethyl group. So out of this, if you compare, this is more acidic since it does not have any of the electron donating groups, whereas this one, it consists of only one carbon atom, that is alkyl group. Here we have two carbon atoms, so most acidic is COOH, then comes acetic acid, then it is propionic acid. And even the distance of the substituents from the carboxylic functional group will affect the acidity, that is acidic nature. So if you consider alpha chloroacetic acid or else 2-chloro, so if we have these three examples, then you can see that the chlorine is directly attached to the carbon with the functional group. So here the distance of chlorine or distance of substituent group from the functional group carboxylic acid increases, therefore the electron withdrawing tendency decreases, and thereby it decreases the acidic nature. So this is more acidic comparing to that of this, that is 3-chloro comparing to that of 4-chloroacetic acid, 4-chlorobutanoic acid. So three factors that affect the acidic character of carboxylic acid are presence of substituent, That is, the first one is the number of the substituent group. As the number of substituent group increases, so the acidic character, so that too you need to have an electron withdrawing group. If you have an electron donating group, that increases the electron density, thereby decreases the acidic character. So number of substituent electron withdrawing group increases, it increases the acidic strength, whereas the nature of the substituent, so you need to note this priority order, thereby you can easily write the increasing or decreasing order of acidic strength. And distance of the substituent group, so as the substituent group distances itself from the functional group, then the acidic character decreases, or is the tendency to donate the H plus ions decreases. So these three factors you need to note. Then the presence of electron withdrawing group and electron donating group on the benzoic acid, or else on phenyl carboxylic acid. So this is benzoic acid. So same when we attach with an electron withdrawing group, let me say is a nitro group. And let us consider one electron donating group such as methoxy. In these three compounds, if we need to express the acidic character, increasing acidic strength, so this will be having higher acidic strength comparing to that of this molecule. That is because here the benzoic acid attached with the electron donating group, so it tends to donate the electron, and therefore it decreases the stability of carboxylate ion, and thereby it decreases the acidic nature only when comparing to this. If I consider these two compounds, so this carboxylic acid is attached with the nitro group at the para position. So what it does is, this nitro group tends to pull the electron towards itself. So it increases the stability of the carboxylate anion. So thereby it increases the possibility of donating the H plus ion, which is nothing but it increases the acidic character. So therefore, if you consider these two, para-nitro benzoic acid is more acidic comparing to that of these two compounds. Clear? And one thing you need to note, acidic nature is inversely proportional to pKa value. That is, lower the pKa value, higher will be the acidic strength, or higher the pKa value, lower will be the acidic strength. This is thing you need to note while answering the questions. So this is what we have discussed in today's class. So one more thing, that is, by the cleavage of this oxygen to hydrogen bond, so cleavage of OH bond, the acidic character can be explained by considering 2 to 3 reactions, that is, the chemical reactions that involve the cleavage of OH bond. So that is the reaction with metals. Like alcohols, these carboxylic acids also react with the metal, that is RCOOH plus. This will react with the electropositive metals like sodium, potassium, etc., so as to form, and they will liberate hydrogen gas when reacted with the metal, so it forms salts of carboxylic acid plus H2. So this bond gets cleaved here so as to convert that into a H2 hydrogen. So this is one of the reaction, that is carboxylic acid when it is treated with the electropositive metal like sodium or potassium, it forms sodium or potassium salts of carboxylic acid with the liberation of hydrogen gas. So this acids when treated with the bases like sodium hydroxide, again it forms salts. So acid base reaction RCOO Na plus H2O. Even this reaction is answered by phenols. So it forms a phenoxide ion. Here it forms a sodium acetate or sodium carboxylate. Then reaction with the weak bases like sodium bicarbonate or sodium carbonate, carboxylic acid when treated with the sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3. So liberation of carbon dioxide takes place, RCOONA plus H2O plus CO2. So this test is not answered by alcohol as well as phenol, only answered by carboxylic acid. So this is, so that is the treatment with the sodium bicarbonate is used as a test so as to detect the presence of carboxylic acid in the given organic compounds. That is, you have that same test in the lab also. So if the sample consists of, so that is, we are going to detect whether the given sample consists of carboxylic acid as a functional group. For that, if the molecule consists of, sample consists of carboxylic acid, then when it is treated with the dilute base, weak base, that is sodium bicarbonate, so it tends to evolve carbon dioxide. That means the given compound consists of carbon dioxide. So that is the test for detection of carboxylic acid group in the organic sample. So that's all for today. So in the next class, let us wind up this chapter and revise all the things that we have learnt in the previous classes. So thank you.